Hello everyone and welcome to our next episode of Raven Creek Park. And this time we are, I think we will not talk that much over the actual build that we are doing in this episode, because it's not that complicated, to be honest. It's the wolf habitat of our forest section, so the first habitat of 4 that we will have here, alongside the grizzly bear, the reindeer, the lynx, and implied raccoon habitat. But I also want to use this video to talk a little bit about the upcoming DLC, the Wetlands animal pack that was announced just yesterday. And yesterday I didn't have enough time to talk about it because it was a lot of stuff happening, and didn't really had the moment to really reflect on the DLC, and I want to do that today. If you watch this in the future when this pack has already released, then maybe you already know how good or bad it is, and you can leave me a comment about your opinions now versus back then. But to also explain what we do here today, we are building a timber wolf habitat, or a general wolf habitat, which is loosely inspired after one I saw in a German, I wouldn't call it zoo, I would call it more animal park, because it wasn't a big zoo, it was more like local animals like wolves, brown bears, but also raccoons and deer that you have in the German area. And there you had this wolf habitat. Initially I planned something else for this upper viewing area that you see, that we are working now on. I plan to be raised above the ground, so you have a more overview over the habitat. But I've noticed that when I raise this, sadly, the habitat is not wide enough. You would look basically over the habitat into the reindeer habitat, and this would kind of break a little bit the immersion of it being in the forest. It looked a bit stupid, so I decided to go for more a classic area, and more glass barrier viewing area that I found on ZooShed, a wonderful website for anyone who wants to find inspiration from real zoos. A lot of zoos, real world zoos are there, and you can see how they build their habitats, get a lot of maybe of backstage infos. So for everyone who wants to go more in the realistic area, ZooShed, I can really say try it out. About after this rambling and talking about ZooShed and not really finding a point, I just want to say, if you like the video, I would really like it if you give it a like, and if you feel especially generous, maybe even if you can even subscribe to this channel. It helps me grow, and it helps me see what you guys like and what you don't like, so I can improve on that. But enough of self-advertisement and marketing. The Wetlands Animal Pack was announced yesterday, and meaning we get 8 new animals, and it's not a regional pack, not a continental pack basically, but more a biome pack, which is kind of the first of its kind, not counting the aquatic pack, because the aquatic pack was not about the biome aquatic, it was more about the feature being introduced there, being deep diving. And really, I think it surprised most of us that we get this pack, because most of us, we thought, also going with the hint of the capybara, one of the most requested animals in the zoo in this franchise since the start of the game, that we would get a tropical pack, or another South American pack, or Central American animal pack with stuff like the maned wolf, howler monkeys, and other things like that, or a tropical pack with Red River hawks, Or yeah, so nothing. Nobody really thought about a wetlands DLC, and it really surprised us all when it was released yesterday, and it came out of nowhere. But I have to say, we are getting 8 new animals, and they're really diverse. We're getting, as I said, the capybara, of course, the platypus, which I think nobody saw coming, the Asian small-clawed otter, another fan favorite and highly requested animal, the stealthy spectacled caiman, another caiman, the sturdy white-water buffalo from Asia, the elegant red-crowned crane, another bird, the agile Nile Lechwe. I think nobody really has an idea how to pronounce this animal. I said I would just go with the German word for it, which is Litchi. And yeah, we also get a new exhibit animal, of course, which is the Danube crested newt. A very rare newt, only found in Austria. Interesting to see that. And of course, it uses the new recolorable of water feature from the update. But yeah, interesting to see them. And so far, we only saw the capybara, buffalo, and platypus. And the otter, we saw a silhouette of the otter, but we didn't saw it really in the light. And we saw a little bit of the lychee, but also not really a clear picture. So we still didn't saw the crane and the caimans, and as well as the newt. So very interesting to how they look, and I think Frontier will give us some animal pictures over the next days and even weeks, because it releases in 2 weeks on the 12th of April, if I'm not incorrect. And by the way, yeah. So to also tell a bit about the video, we are now building a double door entrance. We now have built a double door entrance, so the keeper is safe when going into the habitat, and has 2 doors before they can enter, so no wolf can escape. And now I'm going to build another viewing area, more in the habitat viewing area, a little wooden hut that goes into the habitat, and where the guests can get basically a close-up look at the wolves without annoying them or without getting in danger. And it was a little bit complicated with the rotation trick. I also have a video on that, how you do this with the mud pillar technique, especially the roof. Gave me a lot of headaches, but in the end I think it came out really nice, and I really like how it turned out. But back to the DLC. My overall thoughts are, it's a very diverse pack. I like it. Some choices, like the caiman, I would have also loved a different animal there. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to think now of one out of the blue, but maybe even a black caiman, or a Cuban crocodile or something like that. Or another lizard, like another water monitor, would have been nice. We got a caiman with the aquatic pack, being the Cuviers dwarf caiman, and now we get the spectacled caiman. I haven't seen it yet in the game, so I can't really judge how good or bad it is, but I will definitely use it, because I really love caimans, or reptiles in general. So I will definitely try to use it in Raven Creek. Another point, yeah. This pack, as you might could guess, isn't really the optimal pack for me in Raven Creek, as I'm only using American and European species, and none of these is from Europe or North America. Maybe an exception is the newt, but yeah, most of them are more tropical Asian, Australian, and South American animals. So having them in this zoo isn't really going or working for me. But I've maybe found a solution, also fitting alongside the story, that maybe they recently got a little bit of funding from the government or from the state government of Oregon, to expand a little bit their roster and teach children also about some more important stuff like like environment care and stuff. And so they decided to build a new info center, kind of like about aquatic areas, about water pollution, about different wetlands, because wetlands are very important to the environment and they are in great danger of drying out and stuff. So maybe we can have a small area where we could have some of the new animals. I'm mostly thinking about the capybara, platypus, otter, caiman, and crane. I don't think we will get the water buffalo and the lychee in this zoo, simply because they are too big and require a lot of care, that especially also climate-wise, that we can't really give them in this smaller budget zoo. But the others are fairly manageable, so maybe I think we can get them in here. And I think overall the DLC is nice. It's not what we expected, because of course everyone expected birds or aquatic animals like fish in this DLC, and now we get this, which still doesn't mean we never get birds, but it kinda kinda destroyed our hope again to get birds, to be honest. And the more packs that release that don't feature birds, the smaller this chance get, because at some point Planet Zoo's post-launch support and DLCs will end, of course, when it doesn't brings any money anymore, or when Frontier is basically done with this game, then it will end. And this means the more DLCs we get that don't have birds, the smaller the chance will be. And I think this especially is what makes many people worry about, if we ever see flying birds. But on the bright side, I think they really did a great job with this DLC, especially the capybara, or what animals that I have seen so far look amazing. Planet Zoo or Frontier over the last DLCs really improved what it means in terms of animal design. If we compare it like stuff for like the lion from the base game, the animals go from, I think Rudy also said that they really went from goofy comic-y animals to really real life recreations of these animals. And the more I look at the recent animals, the more I can see that the animals, that they try to make them more and more realistic, which I can only approve, and I love about it, because it gives us players who are building a little bit more realistic, who are caring a bit more realism, much easier job to use these animals if they don't look like goofy, like Mickey Mouse, so to say. So, the roster of this pack really surprised me, but in a positive way. The platypus is a little bit weird, because platypus are really rare in general zoos. I think most of them are in Australia in zoos. I think one is in a zoo in America. Please tell me in the comments. I don't have the name at the moment in my head, but they are not that common in zoos, so it's a weird choice. But again, we also had that with the proboscis monkey. Of course, capybara and small-clawed otter were highly requested by the community for a long time. Capybara, I think, since the release. Caiman, of course, I already said that we could have something different. Water buffalo, why not? I mean, we have only 2 bovines in the game, the bison and the African buffalo. And another bovine to have this choice of what I choose, what I want to use. It's really cool. The red-crowned crane, of course, we need more birds, and the red-crowned crane is really an interesting one, and really something I really love to have, because cranes are beautiful, elegant creatures, animals. So having this one is really nice. And the Neil Liche. I haven't seen it so far, so I can't really say anything about it. I ever heard of this animal? I never heard of this animal before, so it's really surprising for me. But yeah, I think I will see in the next days, and then I can say if I like it or not. But antelopes are always cool in this game, and they always did a great job with the antelopes. So having a new one that also loves water more, really cool. I can already see it being used with other antelopes like the Nyala or the Bongo in a more tropical setting. So yeah, and we also get new enrichment items, which I haven't seen, and I hope a lot of other animals can also use the hot water tap, which I think is made for the capybara. Small underwater feeder, interesting to see which animals use that one. Underwater buoy, I'm sorry if I mispronounce that or say it wrong. Don't hate me. Don't know what to expect from that. And the natural water jet, really amazing, because the normal water jet we have in game is a little bit more plasticky, is more artificial. So having a natural one, we really like that. Also the bathing behavior, and the platypus can use the small burrows, as it seems. So there's a lot coming, and these animals seem like there's a lot of work in them, a lot of love in them. So I will definitely give it a chance, and maybe it will be my favorite animal pack. So far, this would be the North American animal pack being my favorite from the animal only DLCs. But we will see. I hope this means that Frontier in the future will give us more diverse packs now, that we are done with the continental stuff and we get more general animal packs or more general DLCs with a broader variety of animals from different areas, different continents, because this can only help us getting some more specific species from Australia or South America or Asia that didn't make it in the initial packs. But apart from that, I'm really happy, and I would like to know your thoughts about the DLC. One day after the announcement, what you are most hyped for, and what do you think about the roster? Would you have changed something? And if so, in what animal would you have loved to see? And yeah, I will leave you now to some music while we are doing the last bits and things here in this wolf habitat, mainly being plants and everything, and also a little bit of a shelter that we will build for them, a little bit of outdoor shelter where they can go under. And I see you then in the real life part at the end of the video, where we go and look at everything in detail. And I hope you are not annoyed by me talking about the DLC, more about the DLC than the actual video. But I promise you, next time it will be different again. So yeah, I see you in the end, and until then, I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, and here we are now in the real-time part, right in front of the entrance to the forest area with our wonderful wolf statue that we built in the last stream. And if we go now, follow this path. So, hello. Speed a little bit up. So we have now two paths here, one to the left and one to the right. The one on the right is our main path, and the one to the left brings us to the first viewing area for the wolves. You can already see the fences of it here, and you see them in the background running around, having a little sniff on each other, forming bonds because they are still quite new here. You can make them out in the high plants, in the tall plants here. You also see a little bit of a shelter there for over the day if it's very sunny. And I just heard the train. But yeah, this don't mind the whole empty spaces here. This will fill up over time naturally, and we will do a lot of these smaller works in the streams, and the bigger ones fill up during the videos. But yeah, if you go on the right now here, yeah, we have a little wall that I added after the video to block a little bit the path or the view for the guests to yeah, the staff path behind you, the staff area. And if we turn right, we have this lovely viewing window where we can get really close to the wolves. There we see them running around, and also they have their bedding in front of here because they can't access their shelter in game because the gates are realistically big enough, but for the game, of course, because of the hitboxes, they can't access it. So they have an outdoor shelter here. I imagine if it's for sunny days when it's not needed or to have them indoors, they can sleep here in front of the window. They also do that. I already tested it, and they feel very comfortable. And you can even have a little sneak peek into the enclosure over here, and the wolves can also get really close to you here. So if you want to sneak, there I see one behind there. But yeah, if we now speed it a little bit up, whoop, so it doesn't take too much. We already saw all of this here. Here will be the raccoon in the future, so this will also fill up with another habitat. But here we have our second, so to say, fence viewing for the wolf, where you can also see in the shelter, and you can see the wolves here howling at each other. And here we will have the reindeer. So we have on one side the wolves, one side the reindeers. So it feels it's not too far from each other. And if you go alongside here, we already can spot this little hut here, this little log hut. And if we go further, we can go inside. Of course, all of this also needs all the information boards, education boards. So these are, I still have to make them, so I'm using custom ones. But yeah, you can go inside. Also, of course, there will be more education boards alongside these walls, so it doesn't look too empty. Maybe even some benches. But you can come here, and then you are right in the middle of the habitat. And sadly, no wolf is near us. Last time when I was here, I had two wolves standing right in front of me. But yeah, you are right in front of the viewing window, so to say, of the habitat. So better, and you can really see everything from this perspective. The wolves can come close to the glass, can see you here, and you are close to them. There they are, howling and patrolling their new area, their new boundaries. You can also see the backside is also covered up with the rocks, so it's not, those stuff areas not visible for the guests. It's more immersive. And yeah, I hope you like the habitat. Hello. It's basically it for now, because yeah, we have the access for the keepers, so double access, so it's safe for them, and no wolf can escape easily. And otherwise, it's still pretty much empty. You see the bridge in the distance, And next time we will focus on the grizzly bear habitat, the grizzly bear area here that will be connected to the wolves actually. Or I think I already said that. And we also will work on the plaza. So this is our next big step, and then yeah, rentiers, raccoon, and lynx. And I think before we get everything done here, we already have the new wetlands DLC. So we will work on our wetlands area somewhere in this zoo. I still have to plan that, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, leave me a comment what you like the most and what you maybe would do better, what you would improve. But otherwise, I wish you a great day or night, depending on the time zone. And yeah, a great weekend or a great week overall. Love yourself and your families and stay safe. And I hope I see you in the next video. So, goodbye everyone. See ya.